Hi all, welcome to this Hibernian review of the Edinburgh Derby. Thought it has to be done, folks. This was absolutely garbage. It was one of the worst games of football I have ever seen in my life. So if we can smash the like, it'd be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at @GIsALegend. All links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always. Now, plenty to cover in this game. It was absolutely shambolic from start to finish. Referee, where do we start? Dallas just completely dictating the game, blowing the whistle every 30 seconds. It was absolutely painful to watch. Like, Hibs were like rabbits in the headlights at times. They were like this against Celtic, and it showed in the first half. They didn't settle down. They were all cagey. They were all over the place, and Hearts weren't really playing football for what I felt. It was more a case of Hibs were just kind of making the mistakes and letting Hearts get the chances. Like, Hibs didn't really feel threatened, but saying that, Hibs weren't exactly threatening Hearts whenever they were attacking. When I was looking at Boyle and Canberry, they were too spaced apart. It was like if you're playing strikers how they should be kind of quite compact. This is when it would have been ideal for Canberry and McLaren up top, and I would have said Boyle on the right, and then like Horgan in the left, and then put say Mallon and Bartley and Milligan in like a centre pile, and then have like Slivka coming on, Slivka and Heinemann being like your options coming off the bench. I still feel like he played tonight. Just felt the wrong team again. It's 2 games in a row he's played kind of like the wrong team. It was like a 3-5-2 at times, and then it almost seemed like a 4-5-1, and then it almost felt like a 4-4-2. I was like, what? The team didn't seem like right. It was all over the place, and I don't know what is going on just now with Hibs, and like it's just absolutely baffling. Like, and even when it came into the second half, the first like 10 minutes, Hibs were all over the place. They just kept losing the ball. They kept giving the ball back to Hearts, and like the stats for like possession in the first like 10-15 minutes were easily must have been like 80-85% all Hearts. It was just like, what was going on? And then from there, you had obviously the Boyle and Smith incident, and like in the end, that was just a shambles. It was like Smith knew what he was doing, but like Boyle reacted, and obviously. But what made it worse was I thought Smith should really be sent off there. That was just like utter deliberate. If you did that on a street to somebody, you'd probably get like arrested for it. But I thought the referees just kind of made the wrong decision there, and it was just what was going on. And then obviously the Canberry moment a couple minutes later. Yes, he's went up and won the ball. I felt he'd got the ball. Like, I felt personally that he'd won the ball, and the guys went down like, I'll play dead. And like the guys, I thought, have you been in a boxing fight? Have you went 12 rounds and suddenly just been knocked out? It was like he never moved. I thought, I bet if you were to go and check him, see if he was alright, I bet he would have moved right away with like cold water or something. And then obviously Dunn done a lot of instigating in the game. Like, he was getting either tackled by Hibs, or if there was anything that was a foul, Dunn always seemed to be the man that got involved. It was like he knew what he was doing. It was like, I'm going to get involved here. I'm going to be like the big man. I thought, it's kind of pathetic, really. Just like, it's a game of football, for God's sake. You don't have to act like you're a hard man to try and get folk sent off. In the end, Canberry's reacted, and I think he wanted to go a fight with him. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if after the game, Canberry and Dunn are like fighting in Tynecastle car park or something, because like Canberry looked like he was genuinely want to go like 12 rounds with him, because he completely lost the plot, and I think that's what got him sent off. That the ref thought, nah, you're a ticking time bomb, and obviously the Hibs players were trying to hold him back. If I'll be honest, I would have just said let him go and like let them just fight, and then take it from there. If you want to be banned for 10 games or 15 games, it's like, I heard someone saying it's like 1984 or 1985. It's like bad. It's like, must have been like bad days of Scottish football, where it was like fucking, like, I remember one of the big games I remember was Souness when he played his debut against Hibs, and that was one of the worst games I've ever seen. I never seen it personally. I've only seen all the footage that you see through maybe on television if they've spoke about the game or something like that. I've never seen like witness to the game properly, but for what I've seen of footage, that is a bad game of football, and this is what this felt like. And I thought it just got worse and worse and worse. Like, no one was going to score. You could have went to the bookmakers and said 0-0. Somebody's going to get sent off. You could have put like £100,000 on, and like the bookies would have known right away. This is might as well just give you the money now because it was going to happen. It was just such a woeful game of football. Then obviously you had the moment the Hearts goal. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the guy's name. Like the Hibs fans, I don't know what they were up to. Like, I don't know if they hit him or the Hearts goalie just thought, oh, I'll go down and be pathetic. I honestly don't know what happened. I'm still scratching my head over it. But it was just utter shambolics. And then you had the Lennon moment right at the end. I don't know if it was a coin or a lighter or whatever it was. And I'm like, this just couldn't happen. I thought, Hearts are in enough trouble as it is from the game against Celtic with... and what made it like worse was, I think the Hearts before the game and after the game were attacking their own fans with like bottles and coins and bricks and whatnot. I thought, so they're not exactly learning to behave. Like, when you watch countries like the Russian teams and the Turkish teams and what was it, Red Star Belgrade against Liverpool, I think all their European games away from home are all like none of their fans are allowed to travel. I'm like, and I think I'm not sure if their home games are the same, but I think their away games are like that. So if a team like Red Star Belgrade are getting told that you're banned from travelling to other grounds, regardless of what country, etc, etc, for like Hearts for years, like last season, Hearts were the most ill-disciplined team in Scotland. I think they were one of the worst in Europe. I think they were like second or third worst in Europe. Yet they're not. Yet the SFA, the SPFL, and whoever else can't, and even the football teams themselves can't understand. Surely that you would ban these players and ban even the fans for that as well, because they've kind of going to instigate the tempo as well. You just say, right, we're going to ban the fans for, say, for this example, we'll say for December, the fans aren't allowed to travel to any home games or any away games. If any fan is in the ground, you will be fined like say £10,000 or £50,000 a fan. So if there's like 1,000 fans suddenly getting, let's put it this way, Hearts would be out to the wall. You would see if they've got any money for that matter. But the game was just a joke. Like, I'm still scratching my head at it. Like, I was asked by a lot of people, am I going to go to the game? I was like, no, because I could see it's going to be 0-0. It's a cold Wednesday night, and Hibs just now are a bit shaky. They were suspect. Like, we need Gray back in the team. Bogdan's been fine on goal. I'm not going to fault him. Ambrose was pretty much didn't have to really do much, but it was just the team just were shaky. They were all over the place. It was like a couple of the times when it was two men for a ball, it was like they were always second man to the ball, or if there was like a chance to just, there was like no communication between players. I don't know what was up tonight. I really do not know. Have they maybe been still doing all their crap Halloween jokes that they were videoing last night or something, or yesterday for Ladbrokes? Maybe that's what it's been. But I'm hopeful we can get a result at the weekend now. Just kind of focus on that, get a wee run going again through November, get into December, into a hectic month, and then take it from there. But it's an Edinburgh Derby to forget, folks, for both sets of fans, for Scottish football, and let's just put that one to bed. It's not going to go away because it'll be in all the papers over the next few days, so be prepared for that, and it's going to be a big major negative talking point. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below what you thought of the Edinburgh Derby, if you were at the game or watched the game, or even just a fan of Scottish football. If you've seen any of the clips that have done the rounds on social media, let me know your thoughts on that as well. So smash the likes as always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter @GIsALegend. Wish I could speak a bit more hopeful about the Edinburgh Derby, but for what I've seen, it's quite honestly an Edinburgh Derby that I think will be forgotten, that want to be forgotten in a hurry, because that is just an utter shambles. But take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.